This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Bredow. This map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game mod hub, and as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for PC only. Now before we get into that, this video is brought to you by Doughboy2913. Thank you for being a farm baron. So this map is representing a real-life area in Germany called Bredow. This map includes several fields that range in size from 1 hectare to 55 hectares. There are several building areas built around the map. We also have a cow farm built into the map. There are 8 sell points, including wool sales and wood sales. There's a biogas plant, and this map does include multifruit, and the fact that it includes rye and hops. So let's go ahead and just load on into the map. We are going to go ahead and activate the mods that we typically use when we take a look at these maps. I will also say that if you load this map up with straw or with seasons or precision farming, there we go, that you're going to find that this map does not include a seasons mask, nor does it include a custom soil map. So you are going to be playing with the generic soil map on this map if you play with precision farming. Also, if you play this map in Farm Manager or start from scratch, you will find that the farm is built out, but there are no land and there is no equipment on the farm. So here we are at our career start point. Let's go ahead and pull up the map. Zoom on out and you'll see that we have a sleep trigger up here. We're going to take a look at that here in a little bit. We have several building areas. Let's go ahead and take a little lands. We've got building plot here for 60,700. A small triangular plot up here for 33,900. Building plot 3 is 92,005. Building plot 5 is 64,300. And building plot 3 is $33,000. Now, if you start in Farm Manager or start from scratch, like I said, you do not own the starting farm. Now you could buy that for $27,500. But also buy the cow area for $37,500. You do start out with field 7 and field 24 also at the start. There is a biogas plant available to us, and it is right next to our cow area for $350,000. Let's take a look at some of these other fields, like big old field 39. It is 141 acres or 55.6 hectares, $1.3 million. Field 35 is 73.9 acres or 28.4 hectares. It is $719,000. Then we have smaller fields like little field 19, 3.3 acres or half of a hectare for $32,900. Some meadows down here. Field 2 for $18,000. Meadow 5 for $139,000, and so forth. We do have some viable forested area here for $99,000 and $250,000, respectively. You can see we have our rye and our hops as far as additional crop types available to us here on the map. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our at our generic soil map. We've seen this plenty of times before to recognize the generic soil map. Got a fair bit of loam and sand or silty clay scattered all around the map. With the fact that this map has the town in the middle, a lot of what would be sandy loam or loamy sand here in the middle is now obfuscated with town land. So the vast majority of our farmland is going to be silty clay and loam on this map, since it is using just the generic soil map. If we take a look at the prices screen, you'll see that we have 4 main sell points available to us. We also have a unique sell point for our cotton and wool. We have 2 sell points for milk and eggs. We also have 2 sell points for silage, and we either have straw and hay, or hay and straw, or straw and grass, or grass and hay. I have never remembered what these icons are. Quite frankly, I think these are the worst icons you could possibly come up with. So it's interesting. We're missing one of the 3. So we would typically have hay, straw, and grass here, or whatever order they're in. But we only have 2. That's kind of an interesting aspect there. We do have an animal dealer that will accept manure or slurry. And then we have our rye and hops listed there. If we do play the map with the straw harvest add-on, we can also sell our pellets at the Grange or horse court. You can see we start out with a fair bit of equipment. All of it is new. None of it is leased. It's all owned. And we do not have any cows at the start. We also have contracts available to us. So let's go ahead and take a look at that starting equipment. We start out with the Fendt Favorite 511C and the Case 7210 Pro. So tractors range in horsepower from 115 to 170 horsepower. We have the 330 harvester, and it is paired up with the PowerStream 500 grain header. We have the Kramer KL30.8T front loader. We have the pair of HW80 trailers. We've got the Agromaz POH5 plow, Polymag 300 cultivator, the Amazon D830 seeder. We have the Pottinger front mower, as well as the Strauderman forage wagon. We've got ourselves a front loader bucket. Then we have our header trailer and a pair of weights. We move on into our placeables with the large cow pasture. This is just the in-game cow pasture. We've got a modded grain silo that also takes hops and rye. We've got a bunker silo, and then we have some sheds. So let's take a look at our placeables. There are no custom animal areas available to us on the map, nor do we have any custom miscellaneous. We do have custom silos here. We have our small grain silo, we have our large grain silo, and our grain silo extension. All have been modified to work with hops and rye. And that is pretty much the extent of any mods that might be available other than these sheds as far as placeables go. Go ahead and take a look here at the farm, or at the starting area, which really just consists of 2 sheds and then some equipment. Inside here we have our HW80 trailer, HW80 trailers. We have our weights sitting on pallets. It's nice to see. Our case tractor. And then, interesting enough, our sleep trigger is inside of here. So this is where we're going to be having our sleep trigger. We have our maintenance workshop trigger. And then, for the most part, the rest of our equipment is over here. We have our header trailer, our harvester. Some of our field work equipment, but where, oh where, is my Fendt Favorite? It wasn't in the shed, so it's somewhere. Maybe we'll find it on the tour. And then this is how we get out of the farm here. You have to say this gate is a little interesting. And then we've got the main road. Get a little bit of altitude, and then we can just kind of look around. Here we are looking towards the east of the map now. Starting to look down across the southern area of the map. Big southern fields. And we have our cluster of meadows over by the animal dealer. Field 7 below us is one of the fields that we own at the start. You can see the animal, or sorry, the cow building off in the distance there. And there we go. So let's go ahead and loop back around. So we have building area number 1 directly below. Then we have, this is part of our farm. We have the cow pen. We have another shed and our silo. Right next to that, we have the biogas plant. Most of this map is fairly flat as far as farmland goes. We're going to head over in this direction, which is where the sawmill is located. You have an elevated train track that I think is just decoration. Down here we have our wood chip sell point as well as our log sell point. And then this whole side of the map is just open to massive agriculture and forestry. Very dense forest down there, that's for sure. We're just going to kind of loop around because the shop is directly in front of us, and that's where we want to conclude our aerial look. Skirting around the southern part of the town here. Directly in front of us, we have the biggest field on the map, field 39. Well, let's double back because this field had hops in it. Let's take a look and see what these hops look like. There we have our hops. We are in a ready to harvest state, and I will say that we'll look at it here in a moment, but I will say that the map is set up to use the corn header to harvest hops. I don't know how hops are truly harvested, but I just wanted to point out that it's set up so you use the corn header. So directly below we have the sell point for cotton and wool. The horse court, which has a sell point for grain, as well as bales and silage, is below. We have a dump station for our bakery. The inn and gas station. And we've got several buildable sites around this whole area. For example, here is buildable site number 3. Buildable site number 2 is here to the north. Right here. Buildable site number 4 is beside the shop. Right here. And buildable site number 5 is across from the shop right there. And then we have the shop, which is located right here. Now the shop also happens to have bulk buy points for several of our products. Here we have fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, lime, herbicide, and seed. We have our customized sell, trade, and repair icon right there. And then we have the main shop. Right so. Let's go see where stuff spawns in. There you go. We have a large spawn area, so we should be able to buy lots of big equipment and have them all spawn in without too much trouble whatsoever. Let's head on down here to the Grange. Here we have our grain and dump for the Grange. And we have a kind of, this is all just decorative, but we have a horse area that's just decorative here. Then we have one of the building zones directly in front of us. Not a lot of trees, but just some trees to clear out, a little bit of landscaping, clear out those bushes, and you'll have a really nice buildable area for either a farm, if you want to start building out your farm, or you could use it to build out production areas, or pretty much whatever you wanted. Here we have the bakery, and the bakery's got 2 sell points. One for grain and one for our eggs and milk. So eggs and milk. And then we have our grain dump station. Now, the main farm is right there. Just to kind of give you a frame of reference as to where we are. Let's head down here to the horse court, take a closer look at it. Now, for folks that don't like static animals, this map does have static horses scattered around. So here we are at the horse court. And the horse court has 2 sell points. One located right here. That is probably for silage and bales or loose material. And then this one here for our grains. Now we'll head on down here to the seamstress. I kind of like having different names for, you know, like the spinnery is supposed to be the spinnery. We are the seamstress. So here we have drop-off point for our cotton and wool. Wasn't sure if that was going to be some type of informational sign about the town of Bredow or something. Make our way on over to the animal dealer. Nice tree-lined lane here. Like I said, we've got some more of those static horses scattered around. You've probably already picked some up on the flyover. And here we have the animal dealer. So we were animal buy trigger right there. And then we have our sell point for manure and slurry. So I'm just going to skirt along the field side here just to save a little time. We're going to come up here to the other part of our main farm, which is the cow area. This is where our silo is, and our Fent forage should be over here. Before we get to that, let's just check out the biogas plant. So here we have the biogas plant. Large three-sided bunkers to put silage into. You can see our triggers there. 1 and trigger number 2. We also have our digester there. Our digestate pipe. Got some nice sheds here for our BGA equipment. Then scattered on the back side here, we actually have a digestate buy point. So we can buy a digestate from in here, should we so wish. And then we have our farm, our second part of our farm. We have our grain dump and our grain fill point. This is just a generic cow building for Farm Sim 19, so we really don't need to go into much detail with that. We have a large silage bunker right there. And there we have our mower, our forage wagon, and our Fent. And these buildings should be empty. Oh, sorry, here is our Kramer, our other missing piece of machinery. I was like, where did it go? I lost it. Here we also have another field of hops. These are miniature hops, if you will. I mentioned I was going to show you that. So you will harvest your hop with corn header. So there's the hops icon right there. Hops icon is for all of the corn headers. And then the rye icon is for all of the grain headers. Cut back over here to town and we will take a look at the gas station and the inn. Don't mind me, ma'am. I'm just cutting through. You got all these folks just walking in the middle of the road. So we have the inn sell point right here. And again, just like the bakery, this sell point has our grain dump and our egg and milk sell point. Of our fuel station. And then this road is going to continue on and take us up to the sawmill. We'll be able to see once again how densely planted the forest is. This is a really dense forested area. Will afford someone who wishes to occupy their time with forestry. You'll have plenty of that to do. That is for sure. And then we have our sawmill. So we have the wood chip saw point. And then on the other side of the yard, we have the log sell point. We've got the trigger right here. And then the activation icon right there. So guys, that is Bredow. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this rather interesting map? We've kind of got a little bit of everything for everybody. Got a little bit of forestry action going on here. We've got some massively huge fields for people that want to play with big fields. And then kind of over in the northwest and the west area of the map, we've got some modest size fields. We have multi-fruit for those that want to play with additional crops. And until next time, happy farming.